Greetings, everyone. In case you see this over here, this is actually part of the birthday party that people had planned for me today.
Yay!
But one of the more interesting aspects is that Sub-Zero, husband to Lightning Bliss, had the idea of doing a full-on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show. And several of us wanted to be contestants. He's come up with, like, what, 150 questions?
150 questions.
150, impressive. Alrighty then.
Excellent.
And I think I'm going to be the first contestant, and I'm genuinely curious to see exactly how much my wide knowledge of useless facts will actually be able to help here. We'll see here. Anyways.
Very well. Dogs in the hot seat. Very well. First, you read.
Do we have the sound effects, music?
Let's just get the intro out of the way. All right. 10 sets. Name a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Set 5. Very well. And we'll shall play this.
Question set number 5. Here we go.
There we go. Number 5.
That's
alive.
All right. Question number 1. All right. For $100, Doc, I would like to know, who is DC's Batman's most trusted ally and companion? Is it A, the Flash, B, Robin, C, Superman, or D, Wonder Woman?
I'm gonna go with B, Robin.
And that is the correct answer.
Hey!
All right.
That's 1 out of
I was curious
150.
if Alfred might be on that list.
I thought he might.
I thought it was going to be Wonder Woman. But then they get shipped.
That's okay. But
And that's not
speak
canon.
up so everybody can hear you.
All right. All right. The next question. For $20, Tim Allen played Tim the Two-Man Taylor in which sitcom? A, Last Man Standing, B, Family Ties, C, Home Improvement, or D, Married with Children?
That would be C, Home Improvement. I think is C the answer to that one. Home Improvement.
That is correct.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Golf claps, everybody, golf claps.
Okay. I am genuinely curious before we get into the next question. How do the lifelines work here?
The lifelines, right, I should explain those.
Yes.
So the lifelines work like this. Obviously, we don't want to call people in the middle of all this because
I'm in the chair, you can call
Yeah,
me.
we can
I
actually
was
say,
about to
I want to
explain
call
that.
this person.
I was about to explain that. So the 50-50 lifeline works like normal. I will randomly pick 2 of the correct answers and remove them. The audience lifeline works the same as always.
I'm excluded because I know all the answers.
Exactly. The phone a friend will simply be replaced by you specifically choosing someone from the audience to help you out for 30 seconds.
All right. That'll be good to know. Yes, thank you for that.
All right, first question. $300. How does James Bond generally like his martini? A, shaken. B, flamed. C, stirred. Or D, layered?
The answer is A, shaken.
And that is correct.
Yes. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
But we're still in the easy questions.
Indeed.
We're warming up, we're warming
We're
up.
warming up. We're getting
Alright.
there.
But you get on a roll and you keep going.
$500. How many Pokemon were there in the first generation of the franchise? A, 50. B, 72. C, 151. Or D, 200.
The first generation of Pokemon is actually, I think, the only Pokemon I've played all the way through. And I actually do remember it's C151.
And that is
Yes.
correct.
Nice. Nice.
That was decades ago I first played that.
All right, moving on to $1,000. The movie Die Hard from 1988 takes place in what city? A, New York. B, Chicago.
Oh.
C.
You got two there.
Oh, my bad. C. Los Angeles. Or D. Dallas.
I have actually watched this on TV where it's edited.
I'm sure.
And I do remember that it takes place in Los Angeles.
And that, my friend, is correct.
Nice.
All right. Now it's not going to be so easy anymore.
I believe that's it.
The $2,000 question.
Hang on a second.
All right. $2,000. Who is the killer stalking the victims in A Nightmare on Elm Street? A. Michael Myers. B. Jason Voorhees. C. Pinhead. Or D. Freddy Krueger.
You know, I've never actually watched any of these movies. But I know enough 80s pop culture to know that it's D. Freddy Krueger.
Nice. Nice.
That is correct.
Yay for pop culture osmosis.
I would have been most displeased if you'd missed that one.
I haven't watched any of the movies.
Considering it's your forte, Midnight.
All right. $4,000. Which fictional language officially became a recognized language? A. Elvish. B. Ghostbusters. C. Klingon. Or D. Maltese. Officially recognized language.
If I had to guess, because it seems a little early to use my lifelines, there are two possibilities, but I'm leaning much more because in the case of Klingon, they actually had to come up with an official language for the movies. But in the case of Elvish, Tolkien actually was a linguist, right? He created languages. Right?
I don't know if he was officially a linguist, but he did have some linguistic skill.
Yeah, he did. But as far as an officially recognized language, people speaking it was with Klingon before Elvish, because Elvish wasn't a big deal until you actually had Lord of the Rings movies.
So, is that your final answer?
Hang on.
Tarek is eager.
Yes, I know he's eager.
No, I'm just going along with the show.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to have to go with Klingon on this one.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer.
Very well. Let's see if it's correct. The answer is correct.
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
It is Klingon.
That was my guess as well.
Right.
My guess was actually going to be Elvish.
Yeah.
I was leaning towards.
I was curious. Ghostbusters was the language of the dwarves from Middle-earth.
Oh.
Learn something new every day.
Quite.
$8,000 now. All right.
Where is the safety number? Like, isn't there a safety number?
You passed it, I believe, at 1,000.
And where's the next one?
16,000.
16,000.
We're
Okay.
halfway there.
Yeah.
So for $8,000, Doc. The horror classic Jaws was based on real-life events involving shark attacks on humans. What species of shark was responsible for these attacks in real life? A. A great white shark. B. A tiger shark. C. A lemon shark. Or D. A bull shark.
That's very, very tricky. I don't know enough about the history of Jaws to be 100% sure, but I know it is not a great white. I believe it is between the tiger shark and the bull shark. And again, this is a movie I've seen on TV. And yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Tarek, directed at
Lissy is having a bit of a conniption here.
Is it time for a lifeline?
She is not happy with me right now.
You could always call her.
I know. I have to believe that horror buff that she is, she probably knows these things. And because she is banging her head with twig plushie, then fine. I'll use phone a friend, Blissy.
You didn't have to.
All right.
I'm dying inside.
All right.
Is he actually calling me?
I am actually calling
All
you.
right. It's a bull shark.
Okay.
It killed people up the river, not just in the ocean. It was probably more than one shark. It was a bull shark.
Okay. The reason why I was thinking it might be a tiger shark, it's because in the movie,
Yep.
Richard Dreyfuss identifies the first shark they actually catch as a tiger shark.
Yes.
And I was wondering, maybe that's part of the history.
That's in the movie,
Yes.
yes, but not true.
All right,
Has
so-
nothing to do with the original.
Thank you for the information.
And that's the end of the call.
We will go with bull shark. Final answer.
Final answer.
Let's see how well.
And that is, of course, correct.
Nice. Yes.
Me and Will are also just like.
I know.
We're holding it in.
I figured you'd know that one midnight.
I told you what it was.
I didn't
Yeah.
know the history behind that, but by process of elimination, I was down to 2 choices.
Alright, so no more phone lifeline. Let's remember that. $16,000. Who is Marvel creator Stan Lee's favorite superhero? Is it A, Thor, B, Hulk, C, Spider-Man, or D, Iron Man? Creator's favorite hero.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man. Final answer.
And that is correct.
Nice. Nice. I would have guessed Spider-Man.
I was leaning towards Spider-Man too.
Right.
All right.
Everybody is so intense right now. My goodness, look at everybody.
You have a safety net of $16,000.
I'm sure.
16,000, good job. Now, let us move on.
Now to the really hard question.
$32,000. What is the technical term used by the Marine Forces in 1982's Aliens to describe the creature? Are they calling it a exomorph, a necromorph, a metalmorph, or a xenomorph? Should put you in the phone, Joe.
Yes. Okay. Anyways. Come on.
And Blissy freaks out once again.
The answer is xenomorph.
All right, that's your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And that is correct.
Nice. Yeah.
There would have been blood if you got
Another
that wrong.
movie I watched on TV edited. Thank you.
All right.
Super edited.
Okay.
Now it gets a little more interesting with $64,000.
Hard.
64,000.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see. What was the first movie to dethrone Titanic at the box office? Was it A, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, B, Avatar, C, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, or D, The Matrix?
Matrix, no. Star Wars, no. Fellowship, no. It's gotta be Avatar.
Is that your final answer?
That would be my final answer.
And that is correct.
Nice. Yeah.
James Cameron outdid himself.
Yeah, and Steven Spielberg outdid himself.
All right.
Nice.
Because E.T. was at the top of that list until Jurassic Park.
Until Jurassic
beat it out.
Park.
Alright, $125,000. The first video games ever made were played on which device? A TV, B, a radar screen, C, a calculator, or D, a pressure gauge?
The answer is a radar screen.
Final answer?
Final answer.
He's right! Whoa!
Okay. Now, Lars, I have to break in here and say that none of those are actually correct.
How
I'm
so?
thinking of the original first game that was back in the early 60s.
You're talking about Space Wars?
Yes.
That was not the first game.
What was?
Really?
The first game if you go back in the history of games, the first game was actually the first actual video game that had graphics on the screen and could be controlled was a game of checkers.
I see.
Really?
And that was much, much, much earlier.
I would have thought it would be like Pong or something.
No,
Well,
Pong
I
didn't
was
come around
thinking
till
of
later.
Space Wars, because
Yes,
I never heard of anything
because
before that.
you are correct that Space Wars was on a radar screen. It was on a I can't remember the proper name for it, but
and
you are
was
correct.
So primitive, just these little dots moving across the
That is correct, but
Anyways,
We're moving on.
Anyway, go ahead.
$1 now. What is Godzilla's most recurring rival? A. King Ghidorah, B. Gigan, C. Mechagodzilla, or D. Orga?
I am not a Godzilla buff. I am not. So, I'm gonna have to poll the audience on this one.
Poll the audience. I will go around and I will get an audience answer.
please reread the options.
The options are, who is Godzilla's most recurring rival? Is it A. King Ghidorah, B. Gigan, C. Mechagodzilla, or D. Orga? Let's see.
Everyone hold up a number.
Who thinks it's King Ghidorah?
Dora?
It seems to be unanimous.
Okay. I was thinking there was a possibility it could be Mechagodzilla because it had many different forms over the years, but I will definitely go with audience on this one. Let's stick with King Ghidorah. Final answer.
Correct.
Yeah.
I am not a Godzilla buff.
2 lifelines have been used. The only one left is the 50-50.
Right.
Save it and use it wisely.
We shall see. We shall see.
All right. Now we are up to $500,000, Doc. How was the color of one's lightsaber originally meant to be chosen in Star Wars before a revision was made? A. Chosen at will. B. Based on the age of the user. C. The force alignment of the user. Or D. Completely random. The original idea behind the lightsaber colors.
Give me 50-50 on this one.
Very well.
Final lifeline.
I know.
Then that eliminates B and D. You are left with they are chosen at will, or they're based on the force alignment of the user.
I'm gonna go with A. They are chosen at will.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And that is sadly
Incorrect. It is the force alignment.
I had a feeling it was that.
It is the force alignment.
Because I figured that Luke made his own lightsaber.
Well, there was an interview with Samuel L. Jackson, actor for Mace Windu.
Yeah.
And he actually asked Lucas about what color lightsaber can I have? And Lucas said, well, the bad guys get the red lightsabers and the good guys get the blue lightsabers. Well, what about purple? There could be a purple.
Okay.
How is that not chosen at will?
And then well,
That was during the.
they retconned that into the fact that Mace Windu wields both sides of the force.
That's okay. I got pretty far in the game, but not all the way to the end.
Well done, Dr. Wolf. All right.
Right, do we have another break?
Thank you kindly for that, Lars. That was fun.
Can I
Next up.
That way,
Go ahead, Katie.
that way, when I'm done, I can possibly get started on your ice cream.
Katie,
Oh, I was on my knees all that time.
aka Midnight Sonata.
Exactly.
How far do you think you're going to get in this game before you
Not
actually
far.
get? Not far.
I think they're far low.
We will see.
Doc got as far as $500,000. So that's
Yes, I did. But I got it wrong at $500,000.
That's true.
Right, set 5.
So you got 100, what, 125?
No, it went back down to 16 at that point.
Well, yes.
But
We have a set chosen. Sub-Zero, you may begin.
a set chosen. Did she choose a number?
Yes, she did.
Okay, there we
Number
go.
6. All right, for $100. I'd like to know, what color are the Smurfs from the cartoon of the same name? Are they A, red, B, blue, C, purple, or D, green?
Blue, final answer.
That is correct.
Excellent.
All right, for $200. What is Spock's signature Vulcan combat technique from Star Trek? Is it A, a karate chop, B, a pile driver, C, a neck pinch, or D, a whooshy finger hold?
I'm actually more of a Star Wars person than I am a Trekkie, but I do know for a fact that it is the Vulcan neck pinch. Final answer.
That is correct. $300. You might know this since you're an actress. Bruce Willis starred in which sci-fi action film? A, The First Order, B, The Third Wheel, C, The Fourth Dimension, or D, The Fifth Element?
It is actually one of my favorite sci-fi movies. I'm going with The Fifth Element. Final answer.
Correct. All right. 500. Which legendary creature obeys Davy Jones in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean series of movies? A, Scylla, B, a kraken, C, a sea serpent, or D, Charybdis?
To quote Clash of the Titans, release the Kraken!
Yes. That's correct. All right. $1,000. Let's see. Which building does King Kong climb in the movie of the same name from 1933? Does he climb the Chrysler Building, B, the Flatiron Building, C, wait a minute.
Try again.
I think these are stapled correctly.
Oh, he's got the answer sheets mixed up.
Uh-oh. There we are. The Trinity Church Building or the Empire State Building?
If I remember my old-time horrors correctly, I believe it is the Empire State Building. Final answer. That's fine.
Correct? Nice.
I didn't think you would hesitate on that one.
I wasn't sure if it was the Chrysler Building. Well, off the top of my head, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Empire State.
Sorry about that. Okay, for 2,000. Mr. Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation is A, android, B, cyborg, C, robot, or D, human?
Data, you said, right?
Data. What is
I'm torn between two, but like I said, I am not a Trekkie. I'm keeping the bar low for myself. I knew the bar was going to be low for myself, so I'm going to hold a friend.
On a friend, pick an audience member.
I'm picking the best Trekkie I know. That's Bliss. Or never mind, Rob. I think you're on the king of
All right, let us ask Tarek. What is Mr. Data?
Mr. Data is an android.
He's an android.
Do you wish to go with his response?
Yes, I will go with his response.
That's correct.
Yay!
For 4,000. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who can wield Thor's hammer Mjolnir? A, only 4, B, anyone worthy, C, everyone, or D, only Asgardians?
I know this one. It is only those who are worthy shall wield the power.
Is that your final
That
answer?
is my final answer.
And that's correct. Alright, $8,000. The aliens in the movie Independence Day from 1998 were able to be defeated by what means? A, bacteria, B, computer virus, C, nuclear missiles, or D, bioweapons?
I know it's not bacteria because that's War of the Worlds. I actually have not seen Independence Day.
Would you
I know,
like
I
to extend
feel-
a lifeline?
I might not have a choice but to.
You have two choices. You may either choose 50-50, or you may have an audience vote.
I only know probably two people in the audience who would know this answer. I don't think you've watched this. So I'm going to go with 50-50.
All right. Eliminate 2 answers.
Very well. That leaves us with bioweapons and computer virus.
And he has a friend that was coming into town. The friend's name is George. But he was
I'm going to go with the computer virus. Final answer.
Correct.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Lars, I want to point out you said that the movie came out in 1998.
He said 88.
98.
Oh, did you say 98?
It's
It's actually,
It
it was earlier.
It was 96. Hold on, I was thinking of Godzilla there.
Katie, I'm sitting here gritting my teeth.
It's okay, it's okay.
Computer virus, come on!
Relax, relax,
Like I said, the
guys.
virus stuff was
At least the
war. I
questions
know
still
that.
work. At least the questions still work. Anyway, 16 fouls.
Alan's
John Delancey played the character Discord on My Little Pony Friendship's Magic. What remarkably similar character did he play on various Star Trek
about the
shows?
same age.
Did he play A. Gowron,
Okay, let's see.
B. Goldacott,
Okay.
C. Trelane, or D. Q?
I know this one. I'm going to go with Q. Final answer.
Correct.
Yes. You're doing remarkably
I'll
well.
take one with nothing but Star Trek ones.
You're doing remarkably well.
I have not watched anything of that.
All right.
Alrighty.
For 32,000, now it's getting interesting. What was the name of the sword from the Lord of the Rings that cut off the one ring from the hand of the Dark Lord Sauron? Is it A. Sting, B. Anduril?
So the other one, because they're miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the second page.
Second page. Over. C. Narsil, or D. Herobrine?
So she and I are talking about it.
Can you repeat the answers again?
Sting, Anduril, Narsil, Herobrine.
Just if there was some sort of emergency or something else. Because we're not there.
Definitely not
We're
very
an hour away, but we're not there. What if the mom was like, oh, okay, we'll leave at home Tuesday.
I'm going to go with another lifeline. I'm going to ask the audience.
Ask the audience. All right.
All right.
Speak clearly.
Repeat the options, please.
The options are
Okay.
A. Sting.
It was just wonderful.
Show of hands. Who thinks it's Sting?
Hold on. Repeat the question first, then give the answer.
Okay. Sting,
That's on the phone.
Anduril,
No, repeat the question and then the answer.
The name of the sword that took the ring from Sauron's hand.
yes. Is it Sting, Anduril, Narsil, or Herobrine?
Everyone for A. Everyone for B. Anyone for C. All right. Anyone for D. It seems C has the majority answer. Do you accept it?
I do.
You do.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
C. Narsil is correct.
All right.
All my lifelines are gone.
If
Are
you
we
get
at
to
the
know
top?
the Lord of the Rings thing, we have to reevaluate our friendship.
$64,000 question.
What animal was used in the 1993 movie Jurassic Park to fill gaps within the DNA of fossils in order to bring back dinosaurs to extinction? Did they use A. Cuttlefish, B. Crocodiles, C. Frogs, or D. Birds?
Frogs. Final answer.
Correct.
Well played.
I know my Jurassic Park.
All right. Let's see if you know your D&D. For $125,000, the Astral Dreadnought from the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons was used as a basis for which monster in the PC game Doom? Was it used as a base for the Baron of Hell, the Imp, the Spider Mastermind, or the Cackle Demon?
What was the last one?
Cackle Demon.
I have actually never played them, so this is going to be yeah, very tough.
Once you have heard the question, can you just say, I choose not to answer and take your winnings?
You can.
Of course you can.
Big long text messages.
What number am I at?
You are at 125,000. Right now you have 64,000 under your belt. You get this right, you go up to 125 and have a chance for 250.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you wish to withdraw?
I'm going to withdraw. I am not going
She withdraws.
Okay. May I try to answer that? I want to see if I
Of
can.
course you can.
What was the question? Let's hear it again.
The Astral Dreadnought from the tabletop game D&D was used as a basis for which monster in the PC game Doom? The Baron of Hell, the Imp, the Spider Mastermind, or the Cacodemon?
I would go with the Spider Mastermind on that
That
one.
is incorrect.
Incorrect?
It's the Baron.
It's a cat.
It's also incorrect.
It's the Cacodemon?
That's right.
I had a feeling, but
What they did here was literally to take the illustration of the Astral Dreadnought, crop out its head, and recolored it and called it a monster.
Huh. Okay.
Right.
Nice and
Nine,
nice.
then five,
So,
and
Will,
six.
currently Midnight is in the lead with $64,000.
I am curious to see if anyone could get as far as I can, even though I don't have as much money.
Is up
I'm
next.
gonna try.
All right, come
Will
on.
has an offer to play. Come, sit back. All right, Will. 5 and 6 have been used. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
Again, like her, I don't plan on setting the bar too high. But you know what? I will go with 3, my lord. 3. You know what? I'm feeling a little lucky today, so I'll go with lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7 has been chosen.
So who found Treat and Truffle today?
I want to make sure that these are right.
I found
Yes, please make sure they're in the right order.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Let us play.
All right, let's play.
All right, everybody. We're playing. We're playing.
All right, here we go.
For $100. In Star Wars, what is the mythical energy that beings like the Jedi can use? A. Strength. B. Force. C. Power. Or D. Will.
Force. Final answer.
That's correct.
Nice.
200. Which of the following is not a house in the Harry Potter universe? A. Slytherin. B. Silverquill. C. Hufflepuff. D. Ravenclaw.
You said which is not
Which
the
is
house? As much as I'm sure he wishes to be one. Hate to do this to you, man, but Silverquill.
We love you, Silver.
No, that's a Strixhaven house.
It is. That's what got me to put it on.
I knew that it's the exact reason you put it on.
Oh, nice.
All right. 300. Okay. How many members did the original Ghostbusters team have at the end of the first movie? 2 members, 3 members, 4 members, or 5 members?
How many the original team had at the end of the first movie?
Correct.
Yes.
The original movie.
First
the
movie,
80s.
yes.
4.
Correct. Okay. What was the name of the submarine captain in the 1954 Disney movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Was he called Ahab, B. Davy Jones, C. Nemo, or D. Blackbeard?
Nemo.
Correct.
Yes.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what was the goal of the Mad Titan Thanos? Did he want to become immortal? B. Conquer the Earth? C. Gather the Infinity Stones? Or D. Bring back his people?
Like his overall goal throughout the whole series of movies.
Yeah, do you want me to read it again? The options?
I know the options, but what was the question again? Just repeat it.
What was his goal?
Collect the Infinity Stones.
Correct.
Yes.
Alright.
I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if that was like his overall goal or if he had to go after that or just.
Well, he meant to use the stones for something,
Alright,
but
Will,
getting
you
them
have
was what he was
collected
doing.
$1,000, but can you keep it up?
Yeah, and the comics are saying he wanted to impress Lady Death.
In the comics, that was why he did it.
That's why I made the distinction in MCU.
Yep.
All right.
$2,000. Which of these animals can Indiana Jones not stand? A. Frogs. B. Cats. C. Snakes. Or D. Foxes.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
I remember the Rugrats parody. It was the
I hate snakes, Jacques. I hate them. $4,000. What did the aliens from the 1996 movie Independence Day use to coordinate their invasion? Did they use telepathy, the Earth satellites, the internet, or a computer virus?
Who? Repeat the options again?
Telepathy, the Earth's satellites, the internet, or a computer virus?
My biggest hunch, I would have to say.
You still have 3 lifelines.
Indeed you do.
I remember a previous question saying that one of the computer virus was possibly one of the ways they were defeated. So, have they communicated? Correct?
How did they coordinate the invasion?
Coordinate their invasion plan. I'm gonna go with my gun and go with my strongest hunch: satellites.
That is correct.
All right.
While it is true that the aliens communicated telepathy between each other, it was the Earth's satellites that they used to coordinate their ships.
Right.
Right. 8,000. What year was Mary Shelley's book Frankenstein released? In 1800, in 1818, in 1890, or in 1912?
When was the original book published or released?
Yes. When did they come out?
I don't want to say 1912 because I believe the movie was released not too long after that. And what was probably released much earlier?
The options again?
So it was 1800, 1818, 1890?
Correct.
What were the other 3 options?
So the options.
And the final one is 1912.
Ooh.
You still have 3 lifelines.
I'm not going to outright completely turn down any guy. He's the right guy. But I was so determined. So I went to college. I'm not going to date any artists.
I will bite the bullet, and I would like to phone a friend.
All right. Who do we call?
Who here knows the answer? Raise your hand.
Oh, you can't. He's got to decide.
So,
They have to know that.
the only other horror nut I know that has not been chosen yet, I will go with my lovely wife.
I actually don't know the year of the book. I only know the book. But I'm going to.
You only know the book, but you don't know the book?
I know not the year. I'm going to say it was fairly early, and I'm going to put the date 1818.
1818?
You choose to go with your answer.
I want to say that sounds about right, because I also remember that was a book that we studied in English class in high school, so I'll trust her and I'll go with 1818. Final answer.
Correct.
I was waiting for that. Like, oh dear.
Was I the only one in the room who actually knew that?
1890.
You knew that? Excellent. Good work, Josh.
1890 was too
Yeah, that was too far.
Too far had also seemed too soon, but at the same time not at the same. All right.
That was written on a bed.
That was exciting. $16,000 now.
All right.
What are Romulan ships from the Star Trek universe generally referred to? A. Battle barges. B. Star dreadnoughts. C. Warbirds. Or D. Shuttleclaws.
With several maps, we got to the home church up in Southern.
Right beforehand, I am not a Trekkie. I have seen nothing of the sort.
This paper does not count.
Well, you know what? Paper came from trees, so they must have a heart at some point in their life. Okay.
And then you help set up.
Repeat the options again.
Romulan ships are called what? Battle barges, star dreadnoughts, warbirds, or shuttle clouds?
You must remember, you have 2 lifelines left.
Indeed you do.
I got.
I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to poll the audience, please.
Poll the audience.
All right, folks.
Repeat the question and the answers.
The Romulan ships from Star Trek are referred to as what? Are they called battle barges, star dreadnoughts, warbirds, or shuttle clouds?
The majority answer is warbirds. Do you accept the
That
answer?
would be C.
I'll accept their word for it and say C, final answer.
That is correct.
All right.
Congratulations, Will.
Oh, Lord.
$32,000. In the Star Wars show The Mandalorian, what turned out to be the real name of the child? Is it A, Grogu, B, Yoda, C, Yaddle, or D, Jar Jar?
We got what turned out to be the baby's name in the Mandalorian?
Yes.
Ooh. I don't want to say Jar Jar because we all know how everyone wants to forget that specific character.
You want the options again? Do you have a free?
One of them was Yoda, right? And the other like the third one was Yaddle. You said?
And then the first one was Grogu.
Grogu. Ooh.
You still eliminate 2 options if that was
I'm not much of a Star Wars person, but at the same time, I feel like I should know this because of the marketing.
Educate yourself.
You
I have a life.
If you would like to use it, speak now.
To be fair, the merchandise has yet to catch up to that name.
Really?
Yeah, it's still called the child everywhere.
Like even like on what they sell at toys, they don't.
All those toys did not have the
They don't say the actual child's name.
Yes.
Did the internet lie to me all these years?
You still eliminate 2 options.
I feel like I should save that for a tougher question. Was the child at all green? Or was he a normal child, like, you know, looking like human?
Can't answer
I
that.
have no idea. I only know what it says on here.
Sorry, no freebies.
Not, that's her mother.
That's Bethany. Oh, it's not Bethany having another baby. There are you, and then I can see who's here.
I'm sticking with my guts. Yoda, B, final answer.
There's mom.
That is incorrect.
Baby Yoda was a euphemism.
A euphemism.
His name was Grogu.
The real name is Grogu.
The child's name is Grogu.
I think Groot's gonna sue. Oh.
Well, for the longest time, everybody on the internet called the child Baby Yoda. And there are plenty of people who still prefer that to Grogu.
That's silly.
Again, internet, why do you lie to everyone? Why do you only accept your own truth?
Well played, Will.